Daily Post on Wednesday, July 5th, 2023, and Monday, July 10th, 2023. Again, it's July 12th, 2023. Director Birch, roll call.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you. Chairman Echeverria,
Present.
Vice Chairman Laguardia,
Yeah.
Secretary Treasurer Cruz,
Here.
Commissioner Camacho. Mr. Chair, Commissioner Camacho informed me that she will not be able to attend today's meeting because of a conflict of schedule.
Okay, noted.
Okay. Commissioner Orlino. Mr. Chair, I do not see a Commissioner Orlino online as yet, but she hasn't informed us if she will be attending or not.
Okay, noted.
Commissioner Rios. Mr. Chair, Commissioner Rios said he's wrapping up another meeting at this time and he'll be logging in shortly.
Noted.
Commissioner Westland.
Here.
Thank you, Commissioners. Mr. Chair, we have a quorum of 4. We can address any issues dealing with operations.
Seduce Masi, Director. Okay, let's move down to item number 3, approval of minutes.
You got to.
May
You
8th,
know. Okay.
meeting
You
summarization.
got to.
So we're on item 3, approval of minutes.
If I may, this is Commissioner Westling. I see that Commissioner Orlino is trying to sign in. She says she can't sign in.
Okay.
Yeah, I had some problems myself logging in.
Joey just sent her the passcode, a new passcode. Hopefully she'll be able to log in by using that.
I also couldn't also access the our Google for some reason.
Yeah, there's, depending if you're with GTA or Docomo, there's still issues with internet connection, especially at residences.
Oh,
Here in the ITC building, we're all up and running for that. So I would suspect that it would be on the end of your end, probably in your village or somewhere where you might be having issues. Hopefully that'll clear up.
could I also note that the old Gmail Gmail, let's see, the old account, the old GALC account, I'm still getting that option. And so that would like be prioritized over the new one. Just a note.
You're receiving an old one?
It offers me the option of the old GALC account.
Oh, yeah, you need to use the latest one that we sent you.
Yeah, it can the admins delete that for some reason? I can't delete it myself. So I don't have a problem on the desktop, but on my mobile, it comes up first and it gives me a hard time trying to get in on that.
Okay, we'll check our OTEC and see if they have a way for us to remove it from your mobile phone, but it's not affecting your laptop or your.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's only showing up on my mobile, and I can't access the old one. I mean the new one, because it gives me that priority. So every time I click the new one, it gives me the old one to put in the old password for the old link.
Okay. I'll put the question to them and ask them how we can clear that up or help you clear that up or remove it from your mobile phone.
Yeah, I can't even remove it. I was trying to. Well, I guess the admins would have to do that. Okay, so we're on the minutes for May 8th, 23 minutes.
Mr. Chair,
Yep, Commissioner Cruz?
yes, I'd like to make a motion
Okay.
to approve the May 8, 2023 regular meeting, subject to any corrections per audio recording.
Motion by Commissioner Cruz to approve the minutes. Second,
I second that motion. This is Commissioner Westling.
by Commissioner Westling seconds the motion. All in favor, aye? Aye.
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 Any nays? No nays? Motion passes. Director, minutes approved.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right, okay, we move down to item number 4, Executive Director's Report. Director?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Okay, the Attorney General's office required us, it took a little time getting us through that, to address a few concerns with the audit contract between Ancestral Lands and Ernst & Young LLP for independent audit services. The issues were addressed and sent to the governor's office, and we just received it a few minutes ago at about 2 o'clock here. So now we're able to, we do have a contract now with Ernst & Young, so we'll be sending them a copy so we can proceed with our financial audit for FY22. Okay, the committee for our budget hearing, the Committee on General Government Operations canceled Ancestral Lands budget hearing that was scheduled for this past Wednesday, July 5th. We were informed that the response we provided to the questions from the Legislature's Office of Finance and Budget was sufficient, and that Ancestral Lands FY24 budget request is for $596,865. This is an increase of $98,143 over the Commission's FY23 budget appropriation. This increase is primarily due to the employment of an administrative assistant, an adjustment of the executive director's salary, regular salary increments, and of course the 22% personnel services pay increase. And now there is also the 2023 Governor's Land Summit. It's scheduled to be held at the Joseph Taney Fort San Jose Ballroom. That's the former outrigger. On Tuesday, July 25th, 2023. It'll start at 7:30 in the morning and end around 4 p.m. This summit will continue the work required to plan the sustainable use of government land, make detailed analysis of the land inventories, land reserves, land needs, and make administrative policy and legislative recommendations. As to the save the date, what I was informed is that reservations are limited, seats are limited. And so I ask that if you're going to attend, please let me know by today. And I gave the commissioners and the office staff a site where you could go in and log in for registration. But please let me know so I can inform DSP of that. And after that, it'll be locked in. So it's an all-day event. And of course, Ancestral Land will be presenting there with the other land agencies, Chamorro Land Trust, Land Management, and other agencies that have properties in the government of Guam, including the mass transit, which transports people around the island. Okay, another important issue is that we do have a full complement of board members. We have 7 members of the board, but we do have the issues that we have some board members whose terms of appointment to office are going to expire. I informed the Office of Appointment and Boards and Commissions at the Governor's Office that 3 commissioners were expired this year. The terms will expire. That will be Commissioner Camacho, whose term expires next month on August 17th. Commissioner Westling, her term will expire the same on August 17th. And then Vice Chair Laguatna, whose term will expire the following month on September 17th. So I'm waiting for any response from the Office of Appointments and Boards on should your appointment's are you going to be renominated and submitted to the legislature. What I also did is because I see this happening again on March of next year, Well, in March, we will have the other 4 commissioners' terms expiring. And so I wrote a request for legal opinion to the Attorney General, asking him, and of course I CC to our AAG Miller, you know, are you allowed to continue, you know, terms of office for those whose terms are going to expire pending a replacement? And also, should you be nominated or a nomination be submitted, will you be allowed to continue your terms in office and function as a duly sworn-in officer and be compensated during that period of time? So hopefully we'll get that response soon, unless Attorney Miller has a response for us today. But, you know, we still have another meeting, and the next one should be around, our regular meeting should be scheduled second Wednesday of August for August 9th. So we have a little period between now and then to get the answer to that question. But that's something we should be made very much aware of, because should we lose and should these commissioners not be appointed to the board, our ability to deal with any land issues will be limited. Because when we deal with land, we need a quorum of 5. It will reduce our quorum to 4. And so while we could continue with daily operations, it will limit our ability. I don't know if Attorney Miller, if you have anything to say on that, or any response about continuing their terms after the term a date of their office expires. Attorney Miller, you're on mute. You're on mute.
Sorry, so typically, when a commissioner's or a board member's term expires, they are allowed to hold over typically for a maximum period of 90 days. Okay. Some commissions have that specifically in their enabling act. I did not see that in the GALCs, but I think it's still 90 days under there's a general boards and commissions law. And just so you know, I know when did you send that letter to AG Moylan? Just recently?
July 7th.
July 7th. Okay. I
Yeah.
haven't seen it, but that doesn't mean it's not coming. Usually, you know, when they intake stuff, it takes a while for it to be assigned, but I can just tell you now that it's usually 90 days. However, you should try to fill that gap and not have too much, you know, of where people are leaving and then you are left without a quorum. If any of the expiring commissioners wish to renew, that should be forwarded to the governor's office. The governor's office selects and chooses. So if someone does not want to renew, and the commission is aware of maybe a potential candidate, they always appreciate names down there. So that's what I can do. But I will confirm the 90 days, okay?
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you. So I guess we have 2 commissioners here, Vice Chair DeGuania. I mean, if they ask me, would you be interested in continuing? I mean,
I'm having sound. There. Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, there. You know, I was having sound problems right now. I just figured it out. So, oh yeah, sure.
Okay, that's a yes. And Commissioner Wesley, same question. Would you be interested in continuing?
I would love to continue, however, I am praying on this matter because there's just been a number of personal family things, and especially this year, that's kind of making time a little constrained. So I just probably need a little more time to see if this can be worked out or not.
Okay, well, we have time. We have another meeting coming up.
Yes, yes.
Yes, so you'll still be here. And of course, if what Attorney Miller told us is that we have a 90-day holding period where you can continue. I hope that's the case. That way we can get a lot of things done. That gives us another
Yes.
3 months.
Yes,
So I'm
That
hoping
would
that
be
applies
great.
to it.
That would be
So
great.
thank you.
Yes,
And
I will confirm that.
Great. And I
Okay.
know I
Thank
did
you.
ask the front office, you know, for their Office of Appointments and Boards and Commissions. I sent them the notice back in April, so way before the typhoon, but because of the storm and everything, everybody got backed up. I mean, it's something what's beyond our control. And so I'm hoping that we do have the 90 days. I also like to welcome Commissioner Lino, Mr. Chair, she just logged in.
Welcome, Commissioner Orlino.
Sorry, I can't log in at the first place, so I kept trying. I don't know. Mawar
Okay.
did it.
Okay, you are here. I know I wanted to introduce our summer interns that we have here. I do have another issue to bring up that's off my written report, but one is we do, you know, this Guam Summer Youth Employment Program began, and it actually started July 3rd, and it will end on July 4th. We have 5 interns that have been assigned here at the commission, age 14 to 17. These interns will earn $300 for every 30 hours they work. That's every week they work here, that they complete. And hopefully they'll gain experience and exposure to public service. And we'd like to welcome them aboard. We have 5 of them. One is Abigail Pareda Birch. She's a sophomore at Keegan High School. Tatiana Serene Cruz, she's a sophomore at George Washington High School. Genevieve May Hoffman is a junior. They will be a junior. She will be a junior at John F. Kennedy High. And McGaughy, he was with us last summer. McGaughy Jackson, he will be a senior at Keegan High School. And Ethan Jose Perez will be a junior at Father Duenas High School. So I'd like to welcome aboard. You can see them where you say GALC summer intern. I also saw in here where Vita had their interns on board here too. Yeah, I don't see them right now, but oh yeah, they are there somewhere. They turned off their video. Okay, another issue that I did not prepare in my written report is another one that's come up that has been brought up several times. And this is one that deals with land, with ancestral land properties. Let's see, this issue was brought up a couple of months back, 2 or 3 months back, when we had an oversight hearing at the legislature about where the new hospital complex would be built. And this issue came up again with the oversight of Guam Memorial Hospital today. I mean, we do keep in touch with what's going on. And so this issue has been coming up rather often. People wondering where the hospital is going to be built and how are they going to do this. So I want to inform you that property from ancestral land has become one of the next primary areas that they are looking at. So this has been brought up a lot, and it's been brought up again as of today. And one of the locations is a site where we have 102 acres in our land inventory. Joey, if you allow me to share my screen, I can share this thing now, Joey. And I'll show you the site.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I hope this one is the easy one to see. Okay, can you see that property map? Okay, that's is everybody able to see the map on their screen?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
it's clear.
This involves about 102 acres. It has 7 lots located. That area right across to the right of it, that will be Hawaiian Rock product. That's one that they're showing a great interest in. Of course, there's another one, 75 or 73 acres further north, where the old Westco Piggery was going to be located. The one I'm told that they're most interested in is this one. It's about 3/4 of a mile to a mile north of Eagles Field, also just a little bit in from Route 15, also known as the back road to Anderson. You know, we do have to address some issues here. because if the property is selected as the next location for the medical campus, we have to start discussing this topic because it is seriously being considered at this point in time. That's what I'm informed of. And so, of course, I'm concerned about not having 5 members of the board available to make this decision, because that's where we'll be dealing with land on whether or not we will agree to sell it for the hospital complex or lease it. So I'm going to request right now that we start discussing this openly and schedule a special meeting to discuss this issue. And the issue is whether or not to sell or lease the property. And if we're going to do that, then we also have to discuss, in preparation for that, the issue of property appraisal. What I'm told is that for that size of property, if we were to appraise it, it probably would cost in the vicinity of about $25,000 that we would have to use, and those funds would come out of the land bank itself, because it will be dealing with the land and us making use of it. So, Kathy and I look at the date. If we are to discuss, if you agree to have a special meeting, and if we were to do that with the open government law and the requirements to publish the agenda, and since the agenda is going to be simple, it's just going to be one item that we're going to discuss. The next meeting that we can have would be this month, will be on July 26th. We of course have to not just publish it in a written or a written publication like the Guam Post, which is the only one left. We would have to, of course, notify all the various media out there that this is going to occur when we have a special meeting. So if you agree, we could set up a special meeting. You could decide or think about it now or towards the end of our meeting today, and decide whether or not this is an issue that we should be looking at. I've estimated that if the property were to be sold, a rough, we'd have to do the appraisal, but there is property in the general location of that area, which is zoned the same as agriculture, that was appraised at about $25. I believe that was a square meter. And in that case, it would be just over $10 million if we were to agree to sell the property. But in order to get to that point, I request that we consider an appraisal, since it is one of, I believe, maybe the top area that's now being looked at this point. You know, I mean, when we had the last oversight, the primary location that was identified was Depot Point, where the old hospital is located, but because that seems to not be available anymore, the next one on the list is our land inventory, the property in Manila. So, Commissioners, I'm asking, can we set up a special meeting to discuss this in a couple of weeks, 2 weeks from today, on July 24th at 2:30 p.m. or 2 p.m., whichever pleases you. And this is because we would still have a full complement of board members. We would still have 7 board members. There won't be any question about voting. Won't be any question about any action that we take that day.
I have a question, Mr. Director.
Yes, yes.
Okay, can you clarify, because I'm having sound problems. Is it the one in gray, the lot 2481 that you're referring to?
It's actually all 7 of those lots that I'm referring to: 2481, 2457, 2457-1, 2454, 2453-1, and 2455 and 2453.
All of
those
them.
areas that are highlighted, yes.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
The issue was 102 acres, but that 102 acres is comprised of all 7 lots.
Okay.
I'm not sure if they're going to look at 102 acres or half of that, or right now I know that it's the next primary location that's being looked at.
Okay.
I can't tell you if the desire is to have all 7 lots, half of it or 2/3 of it, but they're looking specifically at that area at this point. So that's why it's not on the agenda today, because you know, Well,
Right.
of course, we have the storm, we have the, yeah, the open government law and everything, but now that this is come forth, then it's something that we should seriously discuss openly.
Okay, and secondly, we are to discuss whether these lands shall be for sale or for lease.
Yes, of course, the
Okay.
preference would be to, for an outright purchase. And, it's been my understanding that the commissioners all agree that we should have a hospital. I think the only issue would be whether to lease or sell the property.
Correct.
Okay, so there's not the issue of where, if we agree the hospital should be built there, it's the issue of how we're gonna convey the property.
Correct.
And when we get to that, when we start discussing the price and all, that's where the appraisal will come in.
Yes.
And so we have to make a decision at that time to do an appraisal, so that we can move forward. So
Understood.
yeah, that's why, yeah, that's what the agenda will be on, specifically on that issue.
And what date are you considering our meeting?
Because of the holiday coming up, the 21st and everything else, open government law, we looked at it July 26th to be a Wednesday.
Okay.
And at 2 p.m. or 2:30, you prefer 2:30?
Okay, I'm fine. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that date.
With also date, but the time,
Okay, yeah, no problem.
2:30, 2 p.m.
Yes.
Wait, Director, are you saying the 24th or the 26th?
26.
26. The 24th will be a Monday.
Right.
The 26th is a day after, supposedly a day after that land summit, right?
Right.
Yeah, the land summit's on the 25th. Yes.
Right.
And it all falls
Just-
in place. And for those of us
Excuse
that
me.
attend the summit,
Yeah. Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, Vice Chair?
Yeah, thank you. Upon the summit, the land summit, Mr. Director, do you foresee that this would be one of the primary topics within that summit?
I don't think it'll be the primary topic, but it may be one of them.
Okay.
Because of course, the location of the hospital or any other, the other facilities, public health and behavioral health will be a big issue as far as the usage of land. So it may be brought up at that time. So there will be some discussion there perhaps on it, especially if
Okay.
GMA will be speaking, but I haven't gotten the final what's that program of who are speaking. I do know that I will be speaking there, and so will be some more land trust and land management and mass transit and a few others. But I don't know if GMH or public health will be speaking at the summit.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So then, thank you for the opportunity to present my report. Let me know if you have any more questions or issues or concerns that you need addressed. And before the end of today's meeting, I would like to know if you have an approval for me to set up a special meeting for July 26th at, I guess we better make it at 2 p.m. so we start early.
Okay.
Well, just to note, Director, your microphone is I hear muffled.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of like
Let me-
25th and 26th sound is some of the, the T's are not really coming too clear. So, but I know
Okay.
you're asking for the 26th, right? For July 26th to have that special meeting, correct?
Correct.
Okay, I'm actually good for the 26, 27 or 28. If anybody has any conflicts, but I'm good with the 26.
I will not be available the 26th, just to put it out there, but I think you can go forward.
Yeah, because I don't think we're gonna be making, are we gonna be making any critical decisions on the 26th?
Well, it's a special meeting.
It's a special meeting, and we'll try to make a decision on how we're gonna agree.
We're
For
gonna
one,
address, yeah, how we're gonna address, yeah.
how we're gonna address this issue, and of course, if we're going to use if we're gonna approve for the appraisal of the property so that we could move forward, should a request be submitted to us, but I feel that, the request is probably gonna be on its way sometime soon. So I believe that we should start addressing this issue. I mean.
Legal
in the
counsel
past-
okay,
Yeah.
legal, are you available on the 27th?
No, I am out of the office that last week of July. However, I can ask, which is the 24th through the 28th. I can ask AAG Kristen Finney, who
Yes.
is the Chamorro
Okay.
Land Trust, to cover.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the 26th then would be okay if the 26th is okay.
If it's the 26th, just let me know for sure, and I will make sure that, she's available.
Okay. So is everybody okay with the 26th?
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay.
Okay, Commissioner Lino?
Yes, I'm okay.
Okay, Director, you got the approval
Okay,
to
thank you.
schedule for the
I'll
26th
set up,
special meeting?
I'll set up the meeting and I'll get the ads, put out there and be ready for our discussion on it. Okay, thank you, Commissioner.
Yeah, 2 p.m. is fine.
2
Two,
p.m. then.
okay,
Okay,
just
thank
let me
you.
make sure. It's July 26, 2 p.m.
Yes,
Yes.
July
Okay.
26th, 2 p.m.
And before we move away from your report, Director, I
Yeah.
do have an answer to your question about the holdover term.
Yes,
So if you would allow me to share screen here.
okay.
Proceed.
Let me how to stop here. Joey, can you provide Attorney Miller with ability to make her co-host so she can share her screen?
Okay, just for a few seconds. Okay, so um I am unable. How come this is not coming out? Okay, I can't seem to get us. Sorry, I can't seem to get it to work. So what it's saying, like it's there's some access problem. But here,
Try
just to
again.
move on. Okay,
Go
so
ahead and
I
try
have
again.
yeah, maybe I'll just send this to you
No,
guys.
no, you can
Like-
Go
try,
ahead and
try
try
it,
again.
try it again,
Try
try it again, because I got in. Try it again.
Okay, because I'm getting a open system preferences and then it wants me to Zoom. Let me see. Zoom privacy.
Think.
Yeah, here. This is what I'm going to do. I will I'm just going to email it to you all. But basically, you do get 90 days plus three legislative days. So it says that an appointed commission member may continue to serve for 90 calendar plus 3 legislative days. Now, what is a legislative day? A legislative day is a day when the legislature is in session, and they're not always in session. Maybe they go into session once a month or something. So you would not only get the 90 calendar days, but you could get months and months worth, depending on how long it takes for the legislature to go through their 3 legislative sessions. Yeah. Secondly, even once you're done and the 90 days is over and the 3 legislative days are over, we have what's called an excessive duration of the vacancy because no one has been appointed to be in the new place. At that point, then the Speaker of the legislature is required to appoint someone to temporarily fill the vacancy pending, confirmation. So you guys are going to be okay because the commissioners who are expiring will get the 90 days plus an additional 3, which could be, like I said, months. The legislature just went into session, I think a couple weeks ago. Who knows when they're going to go back? So I think there's plenty of time, bottom line.
Okay, so at least we've got at minimum 3 months after August 19th. That's good news.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if they expire August 19th, you would get 3 months after that, August, September, October through November. It has been my, I've noticed that the legislative sessions are far and few between during the holiday season. So they might have one in December just to wrap up. They might have a second one end of January or February. That puts you through to January and possibly even February or March. Okay, it just
That's
depends
great.
on what they do.
Thank you,
so-
Attorney Miller. Yeah,
And
thank
so
you.
I hope that answers the AG's question. And so if it comes to me, I will just put this in the file.
I've got a question,
Mm.
just to
Yes.
clarify, Attorney. Just to clarify, you said the term excessive.
Yes,
duration?
excessive is more than 90 days and 3 legislative days.
Okay.
And it shouldn't take that long, because once an appointment is transmitted from the governor's office to the legislature, they're supposed to put it on their agenda for the next session and set up a confirmation hearing. And it's a slow process. I mean, you all went through that, so it may take a couple months maybe before a confirmation hearing is held. If it's a renewal, those go pretty quickly. It's only like if it's a new one that, they may spend a little extra time.
And then you said the speaker can appoint a new member or a continuing member.
Yes, actually, it's the speaker shall appoint, and shall is mandatory.
Okay,
I don't think
shall.
I've ever seen that happen, actually.
Must be new.
Yeah, I don't know. When I was down at Adelup, we had several boards and commissions that they had just had a hard time finding members for whatever reason. And I don't think that provision has ever been invoked, but it can be.
Okay, any
Okay.
further questions? Regarding that particular information from the AG?
One last question
Yeah,
or
Vice
comment.
Chair.
So Mr. Director, so you are now to submit the an intention of us continuing, and then you will wait the reply from the front office. Am I correct?
Yes, in fact, I've already done that
Okay,
on your
okay,
behalf, hoping
okay.
that you will all agree, and
Okay.
Submitted that in April, way before the storm.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's okay.
So yes, I'm still waiting, and hopefully we'll get a response soon. But now
Okay.
I'm glad to hear that there is a holdover provision that allows us to continue without interruption. Because my concern is going back to the days of when we shut down for the beginnings of the coronavirus, when we did not have a quorum and we didn't have meetings between the month of March and November of that year. I do not want to fall back into that at any time.
Okay.
So anyway, the speaker's office is monitoring. They monitor our meetings, and they're being made aware of this right now. So that's good news.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Chair.
Hey, just like to welcome again the who's it we have here, the summer interns. I'd like to welcome them. And I believe, Director, you said July 4th to July 5th. I think you meant August 5th, right? Or something?
August, yeah, August, July 3rd, I believe it was, through August 4th. Yeah, I could see McGaughy there showing things. So yeah, there'll be some time. We've actually accomplished a lot and got away some of the tedious work that we normally would do ourselves. So I thank them for doing all of that. And now we're going to move him into a new project.
Okay.
So they've accomplished a lot.
Okay, very good. Once again, welcome. Okay, so is any final questions for the director on this report? Okay, no further questions. Let's move down to item 5. GIDA progress report.
Buenas, good afternoon, GALC commissioners, also as well as Chairman Clavea, Vice Chair Laguarnia, and all the commissioners. Also to you, GALC Executive Director Birch, your great summer interns and your staff as well. My name's Tony. I'm representing Gita. Along with me today is Diego Mendiola, our manager. We also have our supervisor, Ms. Mary Camacho, Megan, our program coordinator, and several of our summer interns, our future leaders of Guam, rather. Hoping everybody is recovering well in this storm that we just recently had. I'm here to present to you today the GIDA monthly progress report. The following is a progress report on GIDA's efforts to manage land bank trust properties as required by Section 1 of the MOU between GIDA and the GALC Land Bank Trust. First one on the list is Weddingale Junction. That's Northern Market, Route 3, Dededo. Their monthly rent of $27,854.50 with an outstanding balance as of July 10, 2023 of $1,633,504.22. Their last payment was received February 8, 2023, and their deferral expiration, which shows their total deferred, undeferred, and interest due as of October 31, 2022 with the amount of $1,466,377.16. I just want to address to the board that I believe Northern Market will be presenting their final proposal right after I present my GIDA progress report. Next one on the list is Apple Harbor Parcel 1. That's Quick Space down in PD. Their monthly rent of $4,029.02 with their outstanding balance of $4,029.02 of their last payment that was received on June 9, 2023. Apple Harbor Reservation, Matson, is also down in PD with their monthly rent of $27,733. Their outstanding of 1 month of $27,733. And we received their last payment on July 3rd, 2023. Next one on the list is Transsteel, also at the Polaris Point property, with their monthly rent of $500. Their current outstanding balance of $9,600. And their last payment was received on June 19, 2023 in the amount of $600. I also wanted to address the commission if you can disregard that update status that's stated there in the report of their increase in their monthly arrears payment. I've got an update revision with Mr. John Pearson from Transsteel, who presently came into the GIDA office yesterday. And he requested for Mr. Virgil and I to meet briefly yesterday to discuss the status as Mr. Pearson is unable to attend the meeting today due to his wife arriving from Korea this afternoon and from a medical trip from Korea. And I guess he's just a caretaker to his sister. He stated his plans was to pay off his arrears by 2025. And he'll be submitting his proposal soon, maybe sometime before the end of this month. And he's committed to paying off his outstanding arrears 2 years from today. So that's the update that he gave us yesterday when we met with him briefly. Moving on to the Tengisan Cable Landing Station, the Dededo Route 3 area. That's AT&T's Tengisan Landing Station. Their monthly rent of $22,939.42. Outstanding balance is $0, with their last payment received on July 5th, 2023. Lot Apple Harbor Reservation F12 Polaris Point, that's Smith Bridge, Guam. Monthly rent of $8,800. Outstanding balance of $0. And their last payment received July 5th, 2023. Lot 101 55-1, that's the Farmers Cooperative Association of Guam. Their annual rent for their calendar year 2021, with their outstanding balance of $1,205.58, which their last payment was made on July 5th, 2023. In the amount of $401.86. This makes their CY 2021 third installment payment payment. A follow-up was sent on April 20, May 3rd of 2023 on their submission of their CY 2022 financial statements. And the response that we got via email indicating that their statements will be submitted soon, but no specific date was specified. That email was sent by Mr. Uggan, their FCAG president, on May 5th. We also made a follow-up on July 6, 2023 for their submission again of their CY 22 financial statements. And we're pending the response as of July 10, 2023. Moving on down to the Teton property. That's the Guam Environmental Protection Agency building. Their monthly rent of $8,000 with a current outstanding balance of $264,000, with their last payment being made on May 9, 2023 in the amount of $8,000. Also, Ms. Connie of J, their administrative service officer, is requesting for a 3-month extension on their reconciling of their lease payment account. If you can recall, on May 5th, they had mentioned that they're still reconciling their accounts, and they want, now they're coming before the commission and they're requesting for a 3-month extension for the reconciliation of their lease payment account. GIPA will also be submitting a damage assessment report caused by Typhoon Mawar, and we're pending that assessment report. Hopefully they'll submit that soon. Department of Public Health Social Services, that's the WIC building. Their monthly rent of $8,400 with their current outstanding balance of $37,499.35. Their last payment was received on April 27, 2023 in the amount of a lump sum of $16,800. Department of Public Health, WIC, has also submitted to GALC a damage assessment list of their photos caused by Typhoon Mawar, and they send that via email on July 6, 2023. They're pending their assessment report. The other items in the list, the F-12 Polaris Point Mitigation Plan, the update status and the mitigation plan from the Guam Environmental Protection Agency. Che, the GIPA rep that I'm currently dealing with, she stated that they are pending the US EPA's decision on the mitigation plan through their Brownfields grant program. I also sent a follow-up regarding the status again on the environmental site assessment and the mitigation plan, and I'm still pending response from my GIPA as of July 10. You know, I just got word from their, I believe their manager of their department, that as soon as Che or Darian comes in, they've been busy at the transition sites. Once they come in, they'll be responding and giving us a response to our request in this mitigation plan and their environmental site assessment. And that concludes our report. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to present this. Thanks. If there's any questions, please feel free to ask them.
I have a question, Mr. Tony.
Sure.
Yeah, can you repeat the monthly rent for WIC? How much is that amount?
$8,000, sir.
Thank you. And they have an outstanding balance of $37K plus.
$264,000.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 37,000.
I stand corrected. You're correct. $37,499.35.
And the GIPA one, we have an 8,000 monthly rent, and we have a 200K outstanding balance.
That's correct.
EPA.
That's correct.
Wow. And okay, one more question now. For the Farmers Co-op Association of Guam, they are just trying to clear 2021, and they have no they have no reporting monies for 2022 and 2023. Am I correct?
It's only CY 2022 that was due as of May 2023. And pending the submission of their financial statements.
Wow. Okay. And one last question. And Northern Marketing has an outstanding balance of $1.6 million. Am I correct?
That's correct, Vice Chairman.
Okay. And they're supposedly to be paying 27,000 monthly rent.
That's correct, Vice Chairman.
And that is a lease. Am I correct?
Yes, you are correct, Vice Chairman.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate that.
You're welcome, Vice Chair.
Tony, their last payment was made on the 8th, correct? 8th, saying there, their last payment was 8th, February 8th, 2023.
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
Any further questions for Gita on the report? No further questions. Just Masi, Tony, very much. Thank you.
Moss, thank you.
One more question, Tony.
Okay,
Can
go
I
ahead.
ask that? With Mr. Pearson, he's requesting a payoff of 2-year period. And with that 9K balance, and he's only paying $500 a month. And is he current with that 500? What month is that last payment?
Yeah, he's current. He's been consistently paying
Okay.
his month 500, and he just pays an additional $100. And what it is, Mr. Vice Chair, is he said he's going to pay off this payment by at least by 2025. Yeah, small time businessman.
Okay. Okay. I'm just clarifying.
Sure.
Okay, any further questions for Gita? Okay, just Masi again, Tony and Gita. Let's move down to item 6, old business. A, Northern Market counter proposal.
Alpha Day Commission, this is Diego Mendiola with Gita. Based on our last meeting, the commission was interested in some kind of joint partnership if Northern Market would be willing to do so. Because of this effort, I had conscripted Gita's business development manager, Mr. Ed Camacho. Ed is on the meeting. And so at any rate, despite the difficulties we had, right after the last meeting, I think it was just like about a week and a half, before the typhoon hit. It hit all of our respective operations pretty hard. And so, we did in order to make really diligent efforts, to get through this. It's the reason why I conscripted Ed Camacho as our resident authority on business and industry. So with Ed Camacho, we approached Northern Market and had several meetings with them. And so, what I wanted to report is that, Ed and I are very close to coming up with a final proposal. I mean, we have been able to work out, real general terms that we're very confident the commission would find, acceptable. And, in terms of, I don't want to go too much into the details, at least right now, because I'm hoping to have a to request for a, what we call, working sessions with the commission. But at the very least, I would be happy to report that we were able to get Northern Market to, to really consider a 50% partnership in the project, moving forward for the life of the project. And so, while there are, arrears to be addressed, those are some of the things that, Ed and I are going to flesh out with Northern Market before we make a final proposal. So what I would like to, if the, commission's okay with it, I would like to ask if we can, table this so that Ed and I will just have, just a little bit more time to come up with, really dive into the details and, get more favorable, more favorable terms for the commission than we've been able to so far, and, have working sessions with the commissioners so that, everybody's aware of, and, all the details are completely fleshed out so that when it comes time for, board meeting, then, it would be, everyone will be more informed and well-informed in order to be able to make a decision. So
Very good.
yeah, so in general, just in real general, we've been able to get Northern Market to, to agree to put a potential 50% ownership between the commission and Northern Market for the project, for the life of the project. So there's a potential, at looking at, rent plus revenue, at 50%. So that's where we're at so far, and we're still trying to work out more favorable terms for the commission. I know in the last meeting I was pretty confident that I could get this done within a 30-day period, but the storm was supposed to pass south of Guam or north of Guam, and it hit my house. So with all the power, the utilities, the communications, everything went down. So it was just a Herculean effort to get operations back up and going. But I wanted to assure the commission that we did not rest in our GITA did not rest in its efforts to find a mutually beneficial way forward with Northern Market and the commission.
Hey,
So
it's understood the delay and everything, but hey, that's some good progress, Gita, Diego. So
Yeah.
I suggest we continue just to have the same working group, session group that we had? Or are you
Yes.
suggesting a working session with the whole board?
Well, sir, it's really up to you. I'm okay with the same group that we had last time.
Okay, I think we could keep it at that unless the board members wanna change it, but let's keep it at that.
I would like to be a part of that.
Okay, so we'll just add Vice Chair Laguatnia, or if everybody wants to participate, then we'll just have a regular working session.
Or a special meeting.
Special, yeah.
Yeah, because work session, we don't get paid. But I have a comment. Can I comment, Mr. Chair?
Yes, go ahead, Vice Chair.
Yeah, I want to thank you, Diego, for continuing the process with regards to Northern Marketing. And yes, you heard the echo of the possible quote unquote joint venture, and I would like to thank Northern Marketing for possibly working with us on that matter. That's the way we can settle, and be a part of our part of the process and in the development as in this endeavor. And I want to thank you, Ms. Calvo, and your team, Northern Marketing, and Diego for briefing us and updating us on because it sounds like an agreeable matter, and as well with myself, and I'm sure the rest of the commissioners it will be within following as well. I just want to thank you for that. We want to work and work as partners. Thank you.
And if I may, real quick, thank you to all the commissioners, of course, for always your consideration and the accommodations to date. And I think, like Diego said, it's there's a lot of promise here. We just didn't want to prematurely present something, but I think We've worked out kind of what the respective, contributions could be and, what the, kind of the end game will be as far as the, the rent, the profits. And we just want to make sure that we can, really kind of plan out those numbers, provide detailed timelines as well as the projected revenue and construction costs. So we're actually looking at, on the calendar, kind of how this plays out to everyone's mutual satisfaction and benefit. So thank you all as well very much. And thanks to Diego for reaching out, even, with the conditions, as he mentioned, it wasn't the easiest for us to get together, but I think we, got a very good start. And we'll probably meet sometime next week and then get the entire group together to start hammering out the details.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Chair,
Commissioner Wessling.
Thank you very much. And my thanks, Diego, to working through this request that we had set forth in our last meeting, in that we did ask for your input and that we wanted you to hold that the commission members who attended the last working session would meet with you prior to presenting anything to the board as a whole. And so we certainly appreciate all the challenges that all of us have had over the past few month plus because of the storm. And so how much more time do you need?
Madam Commissioner, I have been, and last meeting I was saying that I was confident that we could hammer something out within 30 days. I kind of lost, instead of 30 days, we lost like 45 to 50 days. So I kind of it put us backwards, but I mean, for the most part, most of us are back online, normal operations. And so, I'm still confident that, we can do this in 30 days, because despite the days lost, we did make a lot of effort, to get the Northern Market partners together, as well as if you can see behind me, this is Mr. Ed Camacho, Gita's, business manager. And so I didn't ask, I pretty much conscripted Ed here. Some of you might know him, to come on and, help me, help the commission, find the best way forward that would be in the best interest of the commission over the long term. So Ed has been very instrumental in finding that balance between, the interests of the commission, as well as, Gita's mission of, promoting economic activity. So I'm sorry, I know I just did a whole thing, but I really felt it important to acknowledge, Ed Camacho here, collaborating with me to get this done so that the commission is, will feel more comfort knowing that, Gita is really pulling its resources in order to assist the commission as much as possible in any way that we can. And so with all of that speech, I want to say, yes, I believe we can do this in, within an additional 30 days. I'm very confident that Ed and I will be able to hammer out the details with Northern Market and make it as favorable to the commission as much as possible.
Okay, and thank you for pulling all your resources. And hello, Ed Camacho, it's good to see you. So Diego, you're saying another 30 days. So are you saying 30 days for you to be able to put something together to bring to the working session? Or are you saying 30 days to be able to give something to us to present to the board?
I'm confident within 30 days I can bring something. Within the 30 days, we can hammer out Gita can hammer out the details with Northern Market, and then I'll work with director to schedule the work sessions so that at the subsequent meeting, the commission will be well informed and able to make a decision.
Okay, because our next meeting is scheduled for August 9th?
Yes.
Okay, so you're saying that we'll be ready to present something by that time, or that can go to the board as an entirety, or you're talking just to get us to the point of a working session, so we really won't have anything to present to the board until sometime after that?
Commissioner, we could move the next meeting
had a very
to the
productive
following
meeting.
week.
I'm sorry, Director, go ahead.
Yeah, we could move the meeting until, the following Wednesday, August 16th, if the board would agree to that. If you need, more days, because, yeah, August 9 would cut into your 30 days, to be ahead of the 30-day time limit. Or we could just schedule it for 30 days from today. We could just count the days. It's just that that's normally when we have our meeting scheduled.
Well,
on the
I-
second Wednesday
Okay,
of the
I
but
don't want-
hold on,
Go ahead.
okay, but I thought, okay, Diego, you said 30 days in order to get something to the working session, which will not be a regular board meeting. It'll be a working session.
Yes, ma'am, I did say
Right.
that.
Okay, so then that means, in order to, for the working session, attendees to go over what you present, to hash out things, so that it won't be ready for presentation to the commission as a whole for decision until sometime much later. Correct?
The following month at the latest, ma'am. I mean, Ed
September?
and I,
You're talking September?
yes, ma'am. Ed and I
September,
are,
okay,
yeah, no matter when it's scheduled, Ed and I are working diligently with Northern Market to hammer out the details. I guess the timeline would also depend on, when the availability and the scheduling of the working sessions, so that we
okay.
can, that the board is informed. But
Okay, because yeah, I'd like to see us to try to shoot for a tentative, realistic working session meeting.
yes, ma'am.
So we can hammer this out and then be able to move towards taking what comes out of the working session, present it back to Northern Market, and then try to come up with a recommendation to the commission as a whole as soon as possible.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
So I guess everything hinges on when you can have something ready for the working session presentation.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
And I'll keep in contact with the director as I've always been, as much as possible, to at least keep him informed, and then he in turn can keep you informed of where our
Great.
progress is at, and then do the scheduling from there.
great. Thank you. And, okay, and Director Birch, just to clarify one last time, the difference between a working session and a special meeting. A working session is basically, that doesn't require
Right,
publication.
it does not
and everything,
require
right?
publication.
Okay,
Uh,
and our last meeting on this matter was a working session, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I would be in favor of this pending meeting to be a working session.
Okay. Okay, the issue, I feel that, we have to, I've checked and reviewed our enabling act. I didn't find anything that restricts us or prohibits us from going into a public-private, partnership. In fact, our enabling act, actually encourages us to move forward with the best interest. I'm not sure if there's anything in the Guam Code annotated, that, would provide or limit or restrict us from going forward. I think it's something that legal should take care of. Attorney Miller could address that, unless the attorneys at GIDA could address that issue. Or Attorney Miller, is there any restriction that, with a government Guam agency entering into a public-private partnership? I'm concerned that we might. I hope we don't have to RFP this thing again, because it'd be kind of, depending on the proposal coming out of Northern Market, on how we work the proposal, whether it just works out where the amount that's owed, it actually buys us into the partnership. Do you foresee any restrictions, or do you need time to review the Guam Code to find out whether or not we can enter into this legally?
Okay, well, this is complicated because this was already a procurement, and we are
Yes.
bound by what was in the procurement. And you cannot change the nature of the relationship without going out again. if you wanted to do that, it would be, I think it would be troublesome. The other thing you could do is, there's legislative authority for entering into private-public partnerships. And usually, there's some kind of statutory approval for these things. I know of none that would allow the commission specifically to enter into into these types of arrangements. Some of the autonomous agencies do have that power, but I'm not this commission. So because of the boundaries set forth by the procurement law, and depending on what this public-private partnership entails, we really are not supposed to go beyond what was contracted for in the first place, which here, I think it was simply a license. Is that not correct? Right? This was just a license.
No, I believe it's a
Or is
lease.
it a lease? It's a lease.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, even stronger, because a lease is a contractual agreement. And you would be amending that contract, and post award of a procurement, it cannot be amended. It just can't, without going out again on another procurement.
Is the option of legislation, if we bring this before the legislature, before oversight here, would that be available?
It would be available. The legislature can do anything it wants.
If I may, yeah, because this is, there's under special circumstances because of the money that is owed to the commission. So if that would be the way, I suggest we go through that legislative process to settle the matter. We're trying to work an amicable solution.
Sure.
Because when we're bidding it
The way-
out, that the outside bidders have no they don't owe us. You know what I mean?
Well, the way I see it is, it's already been executed. They have made payments. So we do have an agreement already, and it's executed.
Okay, guys, I think we're getting ahead of ourselves. I appreciate Assistant Attorney General Miller's input right now. This is the first time I'm hearing anything about a private partner arrangement. I'm not familiar with that at all. And so I would just like to, at this point, Attorney Miller has given us the legal opinion as far as what we might be treading on. And I say, let's let Diego and Gita finish their vetting of, everything as to what we can do, what we have in place already, and then let's have the working session and then discuss further at that point.
We do have a problem with that, though, because our legal counsel is saying that the way she sees it, we can't do that. So we're making them go in and do some work that she's saying is probably not, it's against the law. But what I'm trying to bring up.
I understand. So at this point then, Diego, you've heard what she said, and we did task you guys last month at our last meeting as to come up with different things that we can consider. Okay. And so what you're talking
I don't think we can even go there just yet. I think we need to confirm that we've already got an agreement, a signed lease. We've executed that lease. They've made payments. I think the board is within its right to go ahead and alter it a bit for circumstances throughout the years. I think it's within the authority and within the law to do those things, because they've already made payments. We do have an agreement.
Okay, just to clarify, once you have an agreement, and we do have an agreement, and I wasn't involved in the original procurement, but I am assuming that this went out just properly the way it always does. And if it did that, meaning you had an RFP, you issued a lease, then you are bound by the terms of that RFP and that lease. We are now post-award. The contract, which is the lease, was awarded to Northern Market. And all other bidders or all other offerers were not, they were rejected. So you need to stay within that boundary. The only way you can amend this lease without is to somehow get the legislature to approve it. And even then they will question it, because the procurement law is very clear about that. That being said, if we don't understand, I don't know what that RFP said, because it may have provided flexibility in this process, in the type of lease and in the kinds of relationships that were there. It would be helpful for that RFP to be, redistributed so that the parties can put their eyes on it again and remind themselves as to what the deal was here, because to just change the nature of the relationship from landlord tenant to suddenly public private relationship that's a commercial relationship that is completely different from just your basic landlord tenant. And this commission, which is the Ancestral Lands Commission, its duty is simply to just try to make some income for the ancestral land owners, to the best possibility. But who knows what that RFP said? I don't know.
Okay, why don't we do this? I think I'm going to agree with Commissioner Wessling. Why don't we go ahead and have Gita continue and have you clarify what unless you're already committing that we can't. Otherwise, because it's going to, Gita is going to be wasting their time.
I'm happy to work with Gita, because again, I don't know what was the deal here. And it may be in the RFP, it may not.
Okay.
And maybe we can think of something that would work.
Okay, so I'm gonna
We'll be
agree
open
with
about
Commissioner Wessling and have Gita continue. And in the meantime, clarify what's happening and work with Gita. And let's go ahead and continue to move then with our working session set up, as if we're good to go. But we're gonna of course follow our legal counsel. We're gonna follow the what you come up with, the final information you give us on what to do.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Everybody good?
I'm happy to work with Gita. Just let me
Okay.
know.
Okay.
And
Any questions?
Tony, you know where to find me.
Okay, so I want to make it clear that our legal counsel also advised us that it's not all closed out, even if it's not provided, but it would probably have to take legislation. So somewhere along the line, we may want to consider inviting our oversight chair to be a part of the work session if we're going to need their input or their assistance with this.
Yes, I agree. And I guess depending on what the legal counsel come up with, I'm sure we can get the legislature to help us out to execute that agreement.
Okay.
Yes, that's fine. Again, legislature can do really anything.
Okay. Any further thoughts? Okay, very good. Sejus Masi, everybody. Thank you.
Well,
We have a question.
yeah, we just wanted to say that, we'll work with Attorney Miller, as we move forward with our efforts, just to be sure, we can provide you with the RFP itself, the, copy of the lease, and then any questions we might have, if in your determination that, we're unable to continue, then of course we'll stop. But until such time, we'll do Gita's going to do its best to, keep things moving forward. But we'll work with you to seek your advice as well.
Oh, very good, Gita. Diego, thank you. Your work is commendable. We really appreciate it. I heard somebody said they had another question. I thought I heard someone mention they had a question. No? Final thoughts, Gita?
That's it, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much.
Okay, Sejus Masi, no further questions. Okay, thank you again. Mr.
Chair, you're on mute.
Okay, we're still on item 6. Old business B, GEPA, outstanding arrears.
Okay, I believe that was covered in the, Gita report earlier where they stated that there are negotiations now reconciling the accounts with the Guam EPA. And of course, the outstanding balance is $264,000. At the last meeting that we had where the acting director, Michelle Lastimosa, attended our meeting, she said that she agrees and they do have the money to pay us. They just like to, because they do have federal funds and it's available for payment. She'd like to reconcile the accounts that they have with us to make sure that the amounts are correct. So hopefully we can get that cleared up. And according to Gita's report, they're asking for at least a 3 month time period to finish all the accounting work that they have to do to reconcile. So that's what I have on the Guam EPA. That we're working on it with them. Gita is working together with them too. Mr. Chair. I guess he's
Sorry about that. Hang on.
You're back.
He's off the screen.
Sorry.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's
he
something to
went
fix
completely
there.
off. Okay, but so we're working on it, and all EPA is asking for is 3 months, and hopefully within a 3 month period, they'll resolve the issues of their arrears. It's a matter of reconciling the accounts on their side and our side.
Okay, very good. Any questions regarding that arrears? Okay, no further questions. Let's move down to item 7, new business. A, TransSteel, outstanding arrears.
Okay, again, Gita reported earlier that we met with Mr. Pearson yesterday to discuss specifically his outstanding arrears, and he said he will be submitting a proposal of a plan to pay back and close out the arrears by the year 2025. He's had some challenges over the years, just as all of us have had. He's got another contract out there that should give him the ability to clear this up. So he has been consistent in making his payments. He's supposed to be paying us $500 monthly rent. He's been consistent with paying us $600, $100 more. And he's going to come up a proposal where he will pay in excess of his monthly rent of $500 so that his arrears will be cleared by the year 2025. And that was as of yesterday where we came to that agreement. So hoping he can do that. We're looking forward to it. I don't think we want to put anybody out of business, and because of the challenges of bringing in workers, and of course the coronavirus and everything was shut down, and now we had a major typhoon that hit us. Everybody went through quite a bit these past few years, and especially this last month. So he was asking that he be granted that, and he should hopefully by the next meeting would have his proposal before us. Currently, he's supposed to be at this time picking his wife up at the airport. She was off on a medical thing over in Korea, and he's just returning at this hour when we're having this meeting. So that's why he couldn't be here. But he did come in yesterday, and we spoke for about an hour or so discussing this issue.
Okay. Very good.
I got a question, Mr. Chair.
Vice Chair?
Yeah, Mr. Director. Is Mr. Pearson currently in full operation with his business down there?
According to him, yes. He was able to bring in, it seems like they had an issue with pure oxygen for his cutting torches he's doing demolition, I believe, in Marginal, and he has a new project in Pohnpei. So they had an issue with getting pure oxygen in. It seems like the company in a module that was supposed to provide the oxygen did not have good, clean oxygen for the cutting torches. So the government of module was able to bring in several hundred bottles of oxygen. I think they got it from Hong Kong or somewhere. So he says he has enough to complete that job and help him move on. And he already had and he's done signing or has signed a contract with Ponape to do the same thing over there. What he's doing over there is demolition in both areas. It seems like they have these huge generators that were used for generating power. There was like power plants, and his job is to take them apart, pretty much by cutting them off.
Okay. Yeah, Mr.
And so-
Mr. Director, I have another question. So he's in the business of scrap metal and recycling.
His major thing he told me was demolition, but he also is in the scrap metal business too, because he says the problem with scrap metal of getting rid of it is not an issue. The problem he had was getting oxygen into these countries, these islands that do not have the resources. So he has to bring everything in from outside, either from Guam or from somewhere in Asia. So yes, he told me his primary business is demolition.
Okay. No, because I was just thinking, just thinking out of the box with the with all the debris that is accumulated, maybe he can, will he be participating in that process of that removal of the scrap metal and the recycled products there? I don't know who's going to deal to get rid of all of that from those 5 dump sites,
Yeah, that is a lot of material. But
So-
yeah, he does scrap it and he takes it to a specific area, and he says he has no problem selling the scrap because his job is to demolish and remove. So he already has all of that. He has his connections, he said, where he can ship things off of those islands into an area in Asia where they're disposed of and recycled. So that's the
Yeah.
minor part of the work he does. His major part is the demolition.
Excuse me, one last question. Diego, have you gone down there, Diego? I mean, Tony, have you gone down there and scouted out that place?
Yes, I have.
I know
Yes,
we
I
have-
Does it
I know
look
we have
like
pictures.
yeah.
We have
does it
pictures.
look like a lucrative business that it is gaining profits by any chance? I just have no idea what I'm looking at in this, because it's only a 9,000 balance, 9K balance. It's not a significantly high balance, and he's asking for 2 years. That's all I want to know. If
Well,
he's
yeah. I'll give my thoughts on it too. I mean, we notwithstanding, that we are, we want to help small business, of course. We've bent over backwards and went out of our way to help, small business, especially Mr. Pearson. But right now, at highest and best use, we're already averaging 1,100, maybe 1,200 an acre there. So I don't know if we're actually, right now we're on month to month with Mr. Pearson, and I don't know if it's in the best interest for highest and best use with continuing with Mr. Pearson. I'm not saying not to. I'm just, maybe this is the time now to really take a look at that and see. I'm sure Gita has their take on it. Okay, so where are we at right now? We're just basically going to continue and give them this 2 years. He's paying 100 until he decides to pay it off. It's going to be paying $100 a month more at 600. Also, the debris, is it to remove it ourselves? Is it going to cost? Is it more costly to remove it than to have him continue leasing it at $600 until he catches up? So those are some of the factors we need to look at.
Yeah. Mr. Chair, I think in the license agreement that he's responsible for removing all that stuff
Yeah, but
once we cease and desist.
yeah, but we've had problems with people abandoning once they're gone. They've abandoned it and took off. Then we have to send our AGs after them.
Can
And
we
here are
send him
stuck
a
with clean-
request for his net assets?
Yeah.
We got to look at this guy, man. I think he's
Well,
I think he's riding us on like the Carabao, bro.
Oh, if it's an LLC, yeah, if it's an LLC, his personal assets are going to be, protected.
Yeah, but I think it's a sole proprietorship, isn't it? Right, Tony?
That's correct.
Yeah. See, we can
Yeah.
request for his net assets worth, man.
Because
Net worth.
it's not looking too good to continue.
Yeah.
this right now.
I'm thinking that he's asking for 2 years. Oh man, that's a good ride, man.
Yeah, and it's definitely a sought after piece.
And
He's got an acre, right?
I'm grateful that Luisa is still with us. Luisa, what do you think about that? And Luisa, I wish I want to comment on you. We need you. Please consider Luisa,
That's true.
because I know you're stern on this.
Expertise is,
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say that. Your
Yeah.
institutional knowledge and your background and your sternness is very well needed.
Exactly.
It's hard to get blood out of turnips. That's all I can say.
Okay.
Yeah.
We seem to have a lot of turnips these days, big and small.
Exactly. Well, we wish you well in your family personal problems. I know we're all going through it. Prayers your way for sure. Prayers your way. Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to figure out what's the next
Yeah,
move
yeah.
next for
Hey, are we going to table that? I guess we're
I
going to
don't know,
table that
that's why-
matter. Mr. Director?
It's a call of the commissioners on what we're going to do. We did have that meeting the other day, and I understand he's had meetings like that with the commission for years, and it's an ongoing issue. He did seem sincere, and he did say that he will clear it up.
well, what's your
January,
take on it,
a month-
Director? What's your take on it?
It's a very difficult one to make, when he's been in this situation for several years. I know what it's like to be in business and to run into the challenges of the last few years of obtaining workers. And then, of course, the additional challenge we all went through with the government shutdown, and then, of course, now the storm. I haven't personally have gone down there. It's the first time I met Mr. Pearson and talked with him. He seemed sincere. He seemed like he wanted to catch up and clean up his payments. But then he was also reminded during that same meeting that he's on a month-to-month, of course, because of the commission allowed that in 2021, because his last lease was for for a 1-year lease back in 2017. And so with that, since then, he's had problems of catching up. So it's been some time coming. It's a decision now of the commissioners who have dealt with him for more years than I have since I've been here. What would be your decision whether to close him out at this point in time? And if we do that, that would pretty much shut him down. I don't know if he was ever approached to ask about his connection for removing the weight, these metal weights from the storm that hit us. I'm not aware if he's been approached on that, like what you brought up, Mr. Vice Chair. It may be an opportunity for him to make more business here on the island rather than moving to the outer islands of Marjoram, Ponape, and the other like that for his business. I don't know what kind of actual business he does there except for staging his equipment at this point in time. So he does have, it's a lease for a half acre at $500. And the lease that we have with Smith Bridge, which is the highest down there, for $1,100. The lease for Matson is under 1,000. It's 900 some. So it's within that area. You know, it's within whatever in the mid part of what we're leasing those properties. The cheapest one would of course be Quick Space.
Okay, Mr. Director, you know, can you make an arrangement? Can you arrange that maybe you pick me up and the chairman and we'll go do a site inspection? I want to see. I want to see what's going on down there, man. You know, I want to see how. Please do. I would like to go.
Okay. And he's on island now, so this would be the perfect time.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's catch him before he splits.
He's going to be leaving shortly, I understand, to Marjorie to continue the demolition of their power generation system. You know, in at least another week or two. So yeah, this is a good time to do it if you're interested. Yeah, I could see that you're saying my mic is muffled. I'm using
You know, the way you describe that, Mr. Director, the demolition of the machinery, that's hard metal, man. That's a heavy duty scrap metal that he's demolishing. I'm sure that he is recycling that. That's what because you know it's within this name of his company, Trans Steel, the transportation of steel.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it.
I see your hand up.
Just curious, I'm throwing this out there. Tony, does Gita have a relationship with a counterpart in Majro, Ponape, or whatever, to see what kind of business Transsteel is doing?
Okay.
In the islands?
No, we have no counterparts in any of the Micronesian islands, Commissioner Westling.
I see. Okay, just a thought. Thank you.
Yeah, good question there, Commissioner Westling. I agree.
Okay. But for sure.
Okay, so where are we at? What do we do? We just monitor again?
Yeah. Let's get a deep thought on this one.
I mean, I'm sorry to interrupt. At our last meeting, we did ask that he be at this meeting.
Yeah.
Correct.
On island, and I'm sorry, did you say earlier as to why he could not be at this meeting? If you did, I'm sorry, I missed.
He said he was picking up his wife who was coming in from Korea.
She was there for a medical reason,
and she was there for
and she just arrived.
I see.
Commissioner Lino, you're on mute. You're on mute.
Okay, so Director Birch and Tony had met with Mr. Pearson yesterday or sometime, and then discussed that he would like to make his payment up to 2025. So what happened on that conversation? Did you guys give him the green light to go ahead, or are we going to discuss it today and make that decision to say, okay, up to 2025?
We said we'll bring it before the commission.
Oh,
and he
so
said he'll have
today
a written proposal prepared, I'm assuming, for the next meeting.
Oh, for the next meeting, so it won't happen until the next meeting. Okay.
So hopefully he'll have that proposal on how he's going to catch up with the arrears. But he has been consistent in keeping up with his payments as agreed in 2021 on the month-to-month license that we have agreed to keep him on.
Of the $500 that he was supposed to be paying monthly.
Right.
And then $200 for, is that minus off the arrears?
Yes, that's $100 extra is minus from the arrears, from the outstanding balance.
Oh, but we're not charging him interest, are we?
No,
I don't know, Gita, are we charging interest on that?
no, there's no late fee.
How
There's
come?
no.
I think was stipulated on on the.
On the license?
On the,
Oh,
the
okay,
original
if
license
it's
agreement.
stipulated on the license, so by all means, do not charge him late charge. But if it does not show and we could do it, then let's do it. I mean, we've given him a lot of leeway. I know the first time his wife was sick, we were so considerate and everything. And, you know, like Director Bird say, we don't want to, you know, put them out of business, the local, but it's going overboard. And I believe it's like all the others that were trying to get their arrears. So we just want to make him know that it's not at his pleasure, that, you know, he decides when he wants to do this and when he wants to do that. Okay?
Sure.
Thank you, Commissioner Lee.
Sure. Thank you.
So we let it hang for a little bit, right?
Next meeting, we'll discuss it.
Yes,
Okay.
he should have his proposal in by then, so yes, it should remain as old business, for the next
Okay.
meeting.
Okay.
Okay, that's gonna end that discussion with Transtil on item 7. So let's move down to item 8, public comments.
Mr. Chair, I did not receive any requests for anyone to make any public comments at today's meeting.
Okay, let's move down to item 9, announcements. Our next meeting.
Our next meeting, if you all agree, will be at, I guess, 2:00, on August 9, will be the regular meeting. And of course, we already scheduled for 2 p.m. a special meeting on July 26th,
So our next meeting will be the 26th, the special meeting.
special
Mhm.
meeting. And the next regular meeting, the second Wednesday of August, would be August 9 at 2 p.m.
Oh, regular meeting.
Right.
I have a question, Mr. Director. You know, as a result of the storm, remember, we were supposed to have an oversight hearing. Did that ever be rescheduled? Was that ever rescheduled?
We're supposed to have had a public hearing on our budget. And I
Okay.
mentioned in my report that
Okay.
we answered the questions of the OSD, and based on the answers we provided them, they decided that was sufficient for them to make a decision and to present it to the legislative body on the floor. I guess they got bigger agencies than us to deal with, like the police, the hospital, and others, so they decided to move forward with the ones that are more difficult. They said ours is pretty easy to move forward on. So hopefully we get everything that we asked for, because we were not given the opportunity to go in and speak to them on the floor of the legislature in a public hearing. But based on the report from the OC, what we got from that, when we went in to answer questions, they seemed very supportive of our budget as is.
Okay. Lastly, you know, you sent us the registration form for the land summit. I did register, but I don't understand that ticketing thing.
It gives you that, and then I guess you print it out and take it in and you check to make sure you register. Because what they're doing is, I guess it's for them to pay for the amount of people that's going to be attending. And
Okay.
you told me now that you did register, so I will make sure that I'll send a message directly down to DSP to make
Okay.
sure that they are
Okay.
aware that it's on, because Joey Longuero, myself, Andy Amendola, and apparently now you will be attending from this office.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll just take a snapshot of the, it said that I'm registered. Yeah. And then bring that with me. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
And I will call them down directly to make sure that you're on the list.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, is because of limited seating, they're asking that we commit now.
Yeah. What about the rest of the commissioners? Commissioner Orlino and Commissioner Cruz, you're all there?
Maybe I'll just not register.
Okay.
We need to be there. You know, this is a heavy duty, the way I'm seeing it, going to be a lot of action going on down there. It's combined forces.
That's what I'm afraid of.
About 2 decades ago. So it's been a long time since we had our last land summit.
Yeah, see?
So this is where the land agencies get together and
Yeah.
we explain our challenges. We try to make sure they understand what our plans are, the challenges we have, and what the future of the island would look like. So yeah, it's kind of important. It kind of sets the pace for what direction we're going to take and what we will forward to the legislature. So all the agencies are in the same step moving forward.
Yep. That's how I look at it.
So far from our office, I have two land agents, Joey and Andy, and of course myself, and now our vice chair. So I know that that's a good representation of our agency, but if more commissioners would like to attend, please let me know. You know, and I'll inform them tomorrow to give you time to think about it overnight.
Very good, Mr. Director.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, Director, go ahead and include me in the registration.
Okay, great. Thank you, Mr. Chair. But you still, even if we include you, you still have to go in
And register
apply for
yourself.
that, to register yourself. But I'll make sure I call in to make sure your name is on the list. So you still get that ticket from that Evan Bright thing, you know, it gives you a little registration thing.
Yeah, that's how far I got to. It said that I'm registered. So I'll just take a snapshot of that and take that with me. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
That's all you need.
Okay.
Okay, so at least we have two commissioners committed. Thank you.
Okay, any further comments? No.
I don't have that.
So
Okay,
we
once
approve
again,
for the, Mr. Chair, we approve for the meeting for the second Wednesday of August 9 at 2 p.m.
yeah, say again. You were
What's
muffled.
the date?
August 9th at 2
Yeah.
p.m. the next regular
Yes.
monthly meeting.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the special meeting on the 26th of July
At 2.
Yes,
at 2
at
p.m.
2. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, staff, director and staff, GALC, appreciate it. Everyone. Ressa, Joey, everybody there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kita, Kathy,
Thank you as well.
Thank you,
Tony.
Commissioner Wesley.
Thank you.
We look forward to your continuance.
Tells you like something great about yourself and it should.
We have to make you up every evening.
In other words, we need you, girl. Get involved. Come on, please.
As I said,
Okay.
I'm looking over things, trying to balance things.
Okay.
And
We respect that. We
I'll let
respect
you know
that.
better. Yeah.
But we
Okay.
want to just to let you know that we really appreciate your institutional knowledge and your sternness and your commitment in doing the right thing and the good thing. Thank you.
As I appreciate serving with all of you who are a wealth of knowledge and so passionate for the goals of this commission. It's an honor to be serving with you guys. Truly.
Maybe it would be beneficial.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Seeing. Okay, also, again, welcome to the summer interns. Welcome, guys. Maybe we can meet before you guys get out on August 4th or 3rd. Okay, Mara, thank you. Just Masi, everybody. Okay, it's 4:23 p.m.
I move to adjourn.
I move to adjourn. This meeting is adjourned.
All right. Adios, everybody. Adios.